my friends. Welcome to our new course, Advanced Topics in Python. In the previous course, we talked about the basics of programming in Python. We introduced the variables, the concept of values, and then expressions, statements, if loops such as for loops and while loops. And I'm going to say that it was about like 70% of what you need to be a, in quotes, professional programmer, right? And I thought that it's time for us to move on to more advanced topics. But what do we mean when we say more advanced topics? Some people may say that like advanced programming or like advanced topics in Python could be simply some tips and tricks. For example, look at this example in here. X is equal to 3, Y is set to 5, and I'm asking you to swap the values. We saw this in one of the examples that we did together in the previous course, right? The first solution is to have a temporary or auxiliary variable. Here we call it temp value. It saves the current value of X, and then X gets the value of Y, and then Y is updated with the temp value, right? This is one way of doing it. A more Pythonic way or a more advanced way could be, as you see in line 10, x comma y equals y comma x. It simply swap the values, right? It looks very cool and it's much shorter, one line instead of 3 lines, and it looks advanced. This is not what I'm going to focus on in this course, right? You will see a lot of these during the course in the examples that I provide, but this is not the main focus of what I call the advanced topic in Python. So to me, when we talk about advanced concept is that depending on what you want to do, sometimes you want to do some system programming. So you can go, and like learn a lot about that in Python. Some people may want to do game theory, so they need to focus on that. Like it gets a very niche area that you need to be an expert in. Some people focus on mathematics. Some people go to computer science, databases, music, games. There's like a lot of different topics that you can, be professional in those. But in this course, we will be focusing on, a very important topic, which is like really, really interesting in many programming languages, and that's the object-oriented programming, or the OOP. What I'm going to do is just like tell you what's the object-oriented programming and see some examples of it in Python, right? And then I'm going to talk about databases, specifically MySQL. And then we will be probably talking about machine learning algorithms. We'll go over neural networks and maybe talk about natural language processing and other stuff. Just to be clear, each of these, like when I say machine learning, that's a very deep area. That's like a very broad term to use, right? So I'm going to just like touch on these. Like I'm going to give you some examples of neural networks. This is not intended to be like a course for someone who wants to do, let's say, PhD in neural networks or in machine learning or whatever. But I'm going to touch these and just show you what they are. And hopefully these are, my experience tells me that these are the more important and more demanding topics in today's job market. Hopefully you will find it useful as well. And thank you for listening to us. And make sure that you subscribe so you won't miss any of our videos. And thanks for listening. See you in the next video. Bye.